What's your understanding of what it means to have a deterministic world, or what does that entail?
So I think, I guess the ad infinitum ultimate strict absolutist version of determinism is just that. It's an absolute. It's that everything has a sort of absolute quality, that it couldn't have happened any other way, that everything that will happen, there's no other way for it to happen.
Right. So
Like a playlist that you can't change, that's already set in motion.
okay. It's like we're living out a play and the script's already been written. We're just
Yeah.
actors that are, reciting lines, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay. Sounds a little bit fatalistic in a way, but
It is, and I don't think that's necessarily what reality is, but that's what determinism definitionally speaking is.
so next thing I want to, in relation to that, what's your understanding of what it means to have causality? Because I think this is actually something that humans are notoriously bad at, and I think it's one of the things that leads to our problems with this whole notion.
Mm-hmm. Well, first off, I think it is a problem that we tend to look at the cause of things incorrectly.
Yeah.
Science tries to correct for that, I think, by implementing the notion of correlation, where you look at an event that happens and you look at all the aspects of reality that led up to that event. For example, I think I talked about a drunk driving, accident that happened. Mm-hmm. Person drinks 12 beers in the course of 2 hours and decides to drive home, runs a red light, and ends up hitting somebody. What is the cause of death? You could frame that in a couple of different ways. You could look at it, well, the cause of death happens when the brain, hits the inside of the skull, and then it causes hemorrhaging in the brain, and then, the person dies from internal hemorrhaging in the brain. There's no other way to say it. Or is it because when the head hits the dashboard or hits the airbag really hard? Or is it because of when the car hit the object that causes the airbag to deploy? Or is it because of the guy who ran the red light? Is that all a causal factor linked to the drinking? From a societal standpoint, we tend to think that it is. That's why we have laws in terms of justice revolved around DUIs.
Yeah, I think part of it too is we like to, as humans, try to resolve or sort of simplify down the nature of causality to, say, one factor, like you were saying. We like to, we are limited in our ability to understand that whole chain of causality that leads up to a particular event.
Right.
And so we try to sort of dumb that down in a way to what is the primary cause of something, even if there isn't necessarily any one that's more important than the others.
Right. It almost means that causality is kind of an illusion, basically.
Kind of.
But or at least the way we think about causality is an illusion. We don't take in all this extraneous information that maybe doesn't matter or does. I'm not sure how to say it.
Yeah, I mean, the more positive way of looking at it is it's an abstraction if it becomes useful for us to think about it.
Not an illusion, but an abstraction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because it's not like we're wrong in thinking about that. It's just we are overly simplistic in thinking what we think about causality.
Right.